So I'll now hand over to Glenn Connery, who's our team leader of parking compliance, who will discuss or give you some information about the rules related to parking and what can and can't be done for parking on the street, as opposed to the local laws parking, the planning parking rules, which Bill just spoke about. This is the local laws parking rules on where you can park, how long you can park, all that sort of stuff. So I'll hand over to Glenn. Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you, Tom, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to this session, and I also wish you well in your home-based business. I guess the underlying theme with this, and you're going to hear this probably from all the presenters, is the need to consider the neighbours, because that's where the complaints are potentially going to come from, is the people that live next door to you, because they're there to live, they're not there to work. And obviously when you come to things like parking, which I'm going to talk about quickly and briefly, that's where they get the most upset, because if your home-based business is going to attract customers or a large number of staff, for example, and they're going to be visiting your home every day, you will probably most likely get the complaints from neighbours when they start parking the ways they shouldn't be. So when I think about residential parking, I guess I've got the top 6, if you like, offences that are most common and will attract the parking officers to come and visit you if we get complaints. Some of the things are, and these are road rules, we don't make, these are not local law bylaws, they're actually state road rules. You can look them up, you can Google the Victorian Road Safety Road Rules 2017. This is what we act on and infringe on if we need to. But some of the things to think about when you have people coming to visit your home, and obviously they're not here to pick up flat screen TVs, as Bill pointed out, but if you're a hairdresser, for example, and you do have clients and customers that come and visit you, it may pay just to remind them, if you see them doing something that doesn't seem right, just to get them to try and park a little bit better, because that's where I said the complaints are going to come from. Some of the things, and the most common things we want you to bear in mind, is that it is illegal to park on a nature strip. Now, a lot of people think that there needs to be signage to say don't park on the nature strip, but that's not the case. It is an offence to park on any nature strip. It is also an offence to block a footpath. So sometimes you will see cars that will encroach on the crossover. They'll then park over the footpath, and obviously that's not fair on people that have pedestrians, that have wheelchair disabled people, or anybody that uses a pram, for example. They shouldn't be forced to go on the road to go around a car. So don't block footpaths, don't park on nature strips. Fire hydrants is also a big one. You must keep a metre away from a fire hydrant. So that's not something you shouldn't do. Don't park on the road facing the wrong direction. You often find that the cars will pull up and they'll face the wrong way. They'll also do it on a nature strip, which is a separate offence. So make sure people don't park facing the wrong way. Obviously, any parking signs, particularly if you're around or you live around a school, you may find that you've got parking signs out the front of your home. There could be no stopping on school times. Just make sure that people aren't contravening those signs, because that's when we're out there. We do patrol schools quite actively now that they've gone back, and we're very keen to make sure that people comply for the safety of everybody, particularly if it's a school, for the safety of the children. We did talk about couriers potentially for having trucks that may come to your property. On a built-up area on a road, they can only be there for an hour. They have to move after that. So please make sure the trucks don't linger there overnight. That's where our biggest complaints come from. We get a lot of those as well. Just keep those in mind. I know, if you don't have a lot of customers coming to your home, this is not going to be an issue for you. But we have had a lot of complaints in the past where businesses will bring customers to their home. Customers will just park anywhere, and that's where we have to then step in. It's an unfortunate thing. Just one thing with blocking accesses to driveways, for example, that's another one. Don't park in front of someone's driveway. However, if you're parked on the other side of the road opposite the driveway, they're not offending, they're doing the right thing. So just a couple of things that I just wanted to reiterate. Obviously, I'm going to be available for questions at the end, but I just want you to think about that, because ultimately, even though it's the customer that is doing the wrong thing, if they're causing parking issues, the reflection is going to be back on you as the business owner, because you are going to be the one that has to deal with your neighbours at the end of it all. So I just want a couple of things I just want you to bear in mind. Tom, I'm over.